Old man Howie is inside. That means it is too cold outside for him. Happy New Year, guys. It is January 1st, 2022, and Bonnie, Em, and I are trapped in our cabin, so to speak. Zach and Alyssa and their family are trapped in the lodge because the wind is terrible right now. It's 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's about 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. We've had gusts up to 60, 65. Absolutely terrible outside. It just snowed 10 to 12 inches prior to the wind, so now we have huge wind drifts everywhere. Zach and his family and me and my family are not going outside for any reason except absolute necessity. The good thing is we knew this wind was coming, so we kind of did some preparation for it. We made sure our wood bins were full for our firewood. We got all the food out of the pantry and the cellar that we needed just in case those drifted in. And like I said, we've got Howie in here staying warm, and we've got a little organization done in our cabin, even though parts of it are still a mess. It was crazy after the holidays and all the birthdays that are around Christmas for us. So we've gotten back into a routine and trying to occupy on this cold, windy day. We've got Emma playing with some of her toys. She's painting right here. Want to say hi, Em?
Hi. This is nature.
Oh wow, you're painting nature?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a mountain.
Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
It's a mountain.
What do you think of the wind outside?
That's wind too. It's blowing right there.
Oh, you painted a picture of the wind?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Looks good, Peanut. Keep at it. So that's about it. Very short day of sunshine, and we are gaining a few seconds a day, maybe close to 30, 40 seconds a day now. We're on the upswing of that end, but the wind outside is just nuts. It's what we would call a ground blizzard. It's actually clear skies up above. We saw the sun today. It's partly cloudy, but down from like 100 to 80 feet above the ground, down to the ground, it's nothing but like a whiteout, a ground blizzard from all the wind blowing all the snow. Oh, where are we at? Day 32, 33 of the windstorm. Stoved up in this kitten. Just kidding. Let me see here. It's actually only day 2 of the windstorm. It's not as bad today. Feeling pretty good. You can actually see the mountains in the distance. We can see Denali, and we can see the Talkeetna Mountains. So we're feeling a little bit better. But I tell you what, being stoved up in a cabin is a serious thing. And I know, everybody just went through, 15 days to slow the spread. You guys are all familiar with being cooped up in a house or a cabin. It's a little bit different being off-grid when you don't have power. We couldn't even run the generator last night because the wind was blowing so hard. We didn't want it to get caked in or packed in with snow. We were trying to conserve power using all of our battery operated things, and now our battery operated things are running really low. So, but sunshine on the horizon, figuratively and literally, and things are looking better. Zach even brought me some firewood this morning. We were going to coordinate and get firewood at the same time so as to undo the tarp on the woodshed. It's a whole thing. But yeah, he delivered firewood to my cabin. That's awesome. I think he was feeling a little stoved up. He just had to get outside regardless.
Today, the wind is still whipping around, but it has blown over 10 inches of fresh snow clear away. So now the snow that was here is probably somewhere down in Anchorage. Our covered porch here that we do with all the plywood, I'll show you what happened after the 65 mile an hour gusts started swirling and like doing these weird backdrafts things. This is the covered part of our porch where there shouldn't be any snow. We've got snow all over the chest freezer. Not the best situation, but the motor's still running and that's staying, the motor's still warm. One of the crazy things that happened, we heard a huge boom hit the roof, and we lost our solar panel. That was my fault. I had it wired down, but man, kind of takes your breath away. I had it wired down, but the wind was coming from the wrong direction, and I didn't go up and compensate for that. But anyways, I know we videoed a lot of windy episodes before, but we've never had that high of winds. I'm sure there's a bunch of trees that are down over our trail, but one more thing I wanted to show you was inside the outhouse that I was cleaning. There we go. I swept off all the snow off of there, and there's a big pile of it there that banked up against the door. And one more thing, just for any of those of you who are interested, we get comments about our American flag sometimes, and we love it, we're proud of it, but it's gone. So if you see in the next few episodes, until we can get a new one ordered, it's just a flagpole now for a little while. So anyways, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Hey guys, day 3 out here at the lodge with the wind. Oh my goodness. It has finally calmed down enough to where I can do this and not get frostbite within a couple minutes. It's cold. The temperature is currently setting at 0 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. And there is a little bit of a breeze. I want to say it's about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I can be outside in it. The last 2 days, no joke, the only reason Zach and I went outside was for emergencies. One of the emergencies, I'll show you real quick, was for the cover that I put on my window because I was scared it was going to break. I put a piece of plywood down the center as a brace because all I had was the right size was this paneling. I didn't figure the paneling was going to be sufficient enough. So I did a piece of plywood down the middle and then 2 pieces of paneling. Thankfully that window never broke. Something I'm going to have to deal with is this drift right here, right out front door of my cabin. It's not terribly huge. It was weird. So the wind first was coming from one direction, northeast, and then halfway through the windstorm, which lasted 2.5 days, it switched to the north. And just that little switch in angle from the wind took care of some of our drifts. Zach and I were thinking we're going to have to shovel some of these big drifts. And while they were still soft, because they were fresh drifts, the wind changed directions and then blew most of them away. So bright side to all of this, there's not much snow that Zach and I have to take care of, with exception of this drift out my front door. And I'm not going to have to do much with it. I'm really not going to kill my back trying to get rid of most of it, but I don't want it to keep encroaching toward my cabin over the winter. So I'm going to try to get rid of a little bit of it. And that's the path that we take to go on up to the lodge and stuff. So one of the other things I'm going to have to do is clean out Howie's doghouse. You can see behind me right here, there's a little porch, and then right in the back there's a blanket hanging over for the doorway to get into the main section there. So it's completely drifted in. I got to dig that out. Howie has been staying inside with us during this windstorm and the cold temperatures. He's just too old, and I know he wouldn't last outside. But as the temperatures do warm up and get, say, into the teens, which is a typical temperature in the winter for us, he can stay in his doghouse easily. It's nice and warm in there for him. It's completely insulated, roof, floor, walls, and everything. But I got to get it shoveled out first. So we only lost one tarp. It hung up on a piece of alder, which is hilarious. It wasn't the greatest tarp to begin with, but Zach and I are glad that it hung up on the alder so I can actually go fetch it and either reuse it or throw it away, as opposed to it being blown out into oblivion somewhere and then we find it in the middle of the summer with our guests while we're on a hike. Be like, what's this tarp doing out here? So all in all, the aftermath of this storm wasn't terrible for us. Let me see. So I think we fared a lot better than all the folks in town. We've been getting little tidbits of news from social media and also some friends that live in the valley. The wind wreaked havoc on people's houses, barns, airplanes, trailers. There was reports and video and pictures of semi-trucks and trailers tipped over on the highway. People's personal cargo trailers tipped over while they were driving. People's out sheds, you know, sheds that you would keep your lawnmower or tools in, completely tipped over and or blown away. Sections of fence gone. Some of the bush planes that are parked at the Palmer Airport, and I'm sure other airports around the valley, were flipped over. They were tied down, but the wind was so strong it was ripping the tie downs out of the pavement or asphalt or concrete, whatever they were in. So some pretty devastating stuff for these people. Our prayers are going out to them. I believe our governor actually just issued a state of emergency for Alaska, specifically for like the Matsu Valley and Anchorage area. I think Anchorage got some wind. I don't know if they got as strong. I'm sure it wasn't great for them as well. So a lot of reports. I was actually just looking at power outages because Zach and I were trying to call some businesses in the valley, taking care of some business for ourselves, and I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody. And so I was like, oh, the power's out. That's right. It's probably out in some of these businesses. So I looked for a power outage map, and this is what I found. These names on these streets might not mean much to you, especially if you don't live in the valley. But there's like Lazy Mountain area, huge percentage of power outages there. The Palmer Wasilla and the Parks Highway, up to like 76% of the customers in that area, their power is out. And some of these other areas, high percentages. So power outages all across the valley. And for us, you know the issues that we've been having with our generator. We've kind of experienced a little bit of power outages as well. We haven't been running the smaller generator near as often. So we're still working on getting that fixed, and we'll get that here fixed soon, and we'll bring you guys along the way for that. So thanks for listening to the this long explanation of this windstorm out here. Zach and I have not been doing much because of the wind. All chores, projects, entertainment and activities outside have been halted completely because we've literally been cooped up inside our cabins, our houses, just to stay out of this wind. Just absolutely nuts. So it appears for now that the wind is on the decline. We're going to be able to get out. Zach and I are going to have to go back down the snowmobile trail and assess the damage there. I guarantee there's going to be deadfall trees all over the place. So we're going to have to deal with that if we want to get to town. So that's going to be the next chore for us on our list. So thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, we love your comments. So hit us with a comment, hit that like button. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bramante Brothers.